This is a sports catastrophe production. Hey there, hello there, ho there. It's Jeff Good and welcome you to another sports catastrophe on this day. And on this day, May 22nd in 2003, a golfer, yes, this golfer, Annika SOrenstam, broke the glass ceiling as she was the first woman to play in a PGA Tour event, mostly for the men, in the first time in 58 years. Now, the history of that has to be back to her predecessor, Babe Dickerson Saharios, who was this really great all around athlete. Like, she was very talented. She basically would have been the most tweeted about female athlete in 2021 if you knew her accomplishments. Like, she took a silver in the Olympics only because her jumping style, was not foreign, and basically she got penalized for it. She could have won gold medal. She was a good sprinter. She was a good baseball player. She excelled in a lot of sports. Yeah, she was a tomboy and all that. But Babe Dickerson Saharios was one of the best all-around female athletes of all time. She basically would be as popular as Serena Williams. So, yeah. And Babe Dickerson was really good at golf. She was so good at golf. She only had an 8-year pro career. She won like 20 plus events. And she never started golf till she was in her mid 30s. So she was just an icon. So Babe Dickerson Saharias and her role basically got Annika to do this. So as you can probably guess, Annika SOrenstam is from Sweden. She's one of the best golfers ever. She won 90 tournaments as a professional. She is the female She is the female equivalent to Byron Nelson, the guy with the most wins on a tour. She won 72 LPGA tournaments, including 10 majors, and 18 tournaments internationally. She's a dual citizen of the U.S. and Sweden. She won 8 Player of the Year awards. She's the only female golfer to shoot a 59, which is amazing. And she helped Europe do well in the Solheim Cup, which is basically the female equivalent to the Ryder Cup that U.S. faces Europe. All that. In 2003, she was in the Bank of America Colonial Tournament, which is basically the tournament that I'm talking about now. The first woman since 1945 to play in a PGA Tour event. She was actually president of the International Golf Federation, and she got the presidential medal from Donald Trump the day after the riots. Weird. So she was a good athlete and all that. She once, as a junior, tried to lose a tournament because she didn't want to give a victory speech. She was so shy. However, the winner and runner-up had to give a speech in the next tournament. SOrenstam said that if she was going to have to face the crowd anyway, she might as well win, and she kept winning and helping Sweden out. She decided to go to the University of Arizona to play golf. That's Phil Mickelson's alma mater, if you must know. She became the first freshman and the first non-American to win the NCAA Women's Golf Championship. She was co-player of the year in 91 with Kelly Robbins. She was runner-up in the 92 NCAA Championship and won the Pac-10 Championship. She actually made the cut at the U.S. Women's Open in July of 92, which was pretty good. And a few weeks later, she botched the chance to win the U.S. Women's Amateur. However, she decided to turn professional in 92 and would play in the Ladies European Tour. But in 1994, she actually got to be in the LPGA, and she was Rookie of the Year. She had 3 top 10 finishes, including a tie for second at the Women's British Open, which is pretty good. But in 95, she had a breakout year. She was actually top of the money list and all that. So SOrenstam basically was this icon that was huge and all that. So in May 2003, she was invited to play in the Bank of America Colonial Golf Tournament in Fort Worth, Texas, making her the first since Babe Saharios, as I said, who qualified for the 1945 Los Angeles Open. Vijay Singh criticized her invitation, said that basically that she should have to qualify like the men. basically she did okay. All that. Well, she was 1 over par in the first round. Unfortunately, the second round was a different kind of a fish. She basically had problems. Basically, her poor putting cost her the chance to play the weekend. She ended up 96th. But she had a good time and all that. And she was pretty good and all that. In 2001, she hit a 59 in competition, which is amazing. And the first player to hit $2 million in single season earnings. She set or tied 30 LBGA records and all that. SOrenstam ended up winning 11 LBGA events in 2002, tying the record set by Mickey Wright. It's amazing. She was a legend and an icon. So she decided to retire in 2008, which was huge. So she did some business venture. She's an atheist. Who cares? She met her first husband, David Ash, on a driving range. They were married in 1997 and divorced in 2005. Then she became engaged to Mike McGee, who was actually the managing director for her brand of businesses. And they married in 2009. SOrenstam had two kids, Ava and William. So 72 LPGA Tour wins. She won the U.S. Women's Open in 95, 90, and in 96 as well. The Nabisco in 2001, the Nabisco in 2002, the LPGA Championship in 2003, the British Open in 2003, the LPGA 2004, Nabisco 2005, McDonald's LPGA 2005, and the U.S. Women's Open 2006. That's pretty good, though. She was a legend of LPGA European golf, too. Well, she's from Europe, so what do you expect? So, yeah. She did pretty well. Now, just to say, the women's majors are the Nabisco, the LPGA, the U.S. Open, and the British Open. Women's British Open. Well, the Nabisco kind of takes over for the Masters, if you will. But what people forget, before 2001, was that the fourth major of the women's golf for many years was the Du Maurier Classic, which was always held in Canada. So this was amazing. That it was actually it was a major, from 1979 to 2000, it was actually one of the major championships. So this was amazing. You know, it was pretty good and all that. So yeah, it was amazing to see that it was actually a major. And it was actually played close to home, I think, right? So yeah. So there's lots of places that had it. London had it 1 year. Winnipeg, Ottawa, Niagara Falls, Montreal, Markham, Windsor, Oakville, Glen Abbey, yeah. Ottawa, London, Kitchener. Kitchener hosted it. Westmount Golf Course hosted the 1990 Du Maurier Championship. Du Maurier Classic. Wow. I did not know that. That's pretty good. That's pretty cool. Woodbridge, Quirklum, Los Angeles. Yeah, so that's amazing. But, you know, Annika SOrenstam didn't do that well over in Canada. Boo hiss. But anyway, yeah. So she's a legend and can't be denied. Anyway, I'm Jeff Diamond. Adu.